Hey everybody, this is Laith Marouf from Free Palestine TV, and we are in Olive Cafe in al-Dahi, the southern suburb of Beirut. And we're here today to speak about Ziad Rahbani, who just passed away, the musical genius. And we have with us a recurring guest, Muhammad Kawtharani, who knew Ziad for a period of your life. You worked together on various projects, and we're hoping to get from you to the audience a glimpse into who Ziad was, especially to people working in the culture and arts fields as you are, and what his music means to us as a society here. Muhammad, thank you very much for giving us your time under these conditions.
Thank you, my friend.
Habibi.
I'm happy to see you again.
So, most people that are going to watch this that are outside the Arabic world, because of the deep seated racism in Western media, there was a deliberate blackout on Arabic music and arts output in terms of looking at how Latin music and or Asian music or African music was treated in the media spaces in the West. For those who don't know him, what does Ziad Rahbani resemble to us? And how did this school of the Rahbani music birth somebody like this? I know I'm putting two questions there in one, but I thought of maybe we should start with the Rahbanis for people to understand how this house birthed these voices and these musical geniuses.
I think we should go back about 60 or 65 years in the middle of the recent century, where the Egyptian school of art was dominating all the Arab world. At that time, the brothers Asi and Mansour Rahbani took a different path for music and songs. That path was based differently from the Egyptian school, based on another artistic resources than the Egyptian was, which is the Russian at that time and the Eastern Europe. They took the simple, easy song from there, while the dominant song here was the Kulthum style, which is 50 minutes dialogue and
An operette.
yeah, it's an operetta. Because the Rahbani family was people oriented, and they went through a path to create a song that is easy to be listened and easy to be understood, and at the same time a song that resembles a kind of hope at that era, which was full of a political nervous. At that time, they established a school of theatrical
Musicals,
music.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and in this theatrical music, they put their songs out there in the different festivals that went through the 50s and the 60s and the beginning of the 70s. After that, Fairuz, the main icon of the Rahbani family, took its path through the war era to reproduce or those songs separately from the theatrical experiments. At that time, Ziad Rahbani was 15 years old. I'm talking about the
Middle of the
19
civil, quote unquote, civil war, 1970s.
before the war. I'm talking before the war. Ziad was affected by this school at the first place, before the big transformation in his life and in his art. He wrote such kind songs for Fairuz at the first time. It was 1971 when he wrote when he composed a song called Sa'alun al-Nas.
And that song was wrote because his father was in hospital.
Yeah, exactly.
And everybody was asking if it was on the radio. People,
exactly.
what is happening to
The lyrics was written by Mansour, as his brother. But even Ziad, he composed the melody regarding the lyrics. Mansour added a different kind of lyrics to that song, and it became Sa'alun Nas when the people asked me about you. Means about us, yeah, as you said. Till the 1973 or 74 maybe, Ziad was in an honest acting the Rahbani's school.
So we would say kind of like his father and uncle and their school was kind of rebirthing a new kind of Arabic music that moves a little bit away from the old Ottoman, orchestral situation, mixing with it international influences, but still very grounded in the nostalgia. It's almost like people, when they listen to Fairuz till today, you feel this nostalgia to the pre-modernity, pre-colonialism, the innocence of that sound. And then comes Ziad with this song being requested to kind of stay within that boundaries of the Rahbani sound. Right?
Sure. At the beginning of the 70s, the political troubles was starting in Lebanon. At that time, Ziad seems was looking for a different kind of art production that talks about what's going on. The first result for that kind of thinking is his second play on theater, which is Nazl Surur, the Martyr of Happiness. Yeah, right?
Yeah. Or the Hostel of Happiness.
The Hostel of Happiness, yeah. Before that, Sahriye, which is what I call Sahriye.
Staying up night, it's like partying.
It's a copy of the Rahbani's school in theatrical plays. But in Nazl Surur, both Ziad's lyrics and music composing, and on the first hand, and theatrical language, a new era was born with Ziad. At that time, Ziad was leaving his home with Asi and Fairuz, which were his parents. So a total transformation in Ziad's mentality was breaking through at that time. That's the main transformation. Then different,
that's when you could feel almost that he began his social critic, comedic take, even in this theater. I mean, Fairuz and the Rahbanis were masters of theater, but it always had that nostalgia feel and want to
utopian music.
Yes, and he moved into talking about the now, not the past.
Exactly.
And speaking to the people about their issues now, not about that transformation into modernity.
That's
almost.
Right. That's right.
So, what would you say is your favorite music of him? That I mean, is hundreds of songs. Do you like the stuff that he did?
A tough question.
Trust question. There's the Joseph Sakhr kind of format of those mawawil and comedic and so forth. There's the stuff that is very jazzy, like Sahriye, not Sahriye, Bilafrah, right? Our album. Sorry, Abu Ali. Abu Ali is the Bilafrah.
Abu Ali is the masterpiece. Yeah.
Yeah, Abu Ali is the masterpiece of jazz and funk kind of. You feel the funkiness in it. It's a complete artist, but it's hard to put something. But you have to tell me something.
Actually, what
you like?
I'm obsessed with Ziad's ability on arranging a different kind of instrumental families of music together. A piece like Overture 87, which is found in the album of Kifak Enta. How are you?
Which he composed for his mother coming back from her retirement.
It's a pure music a piece.
Yeah, but in the album for his mother.
Yeah, for his mother, of course. It was the second complete album for Fairuz after Marouf, which is being knowing you. I don't know.
My knowledge of you.
My knowledge.
It's very.
It's complicated.
Complicated.
In Kifak Anta, the main, there's something we have to know about Ziad. He's obsessed with music, not with lyrics. And he said it once. Because the people of this area, of this region, doesn't listen to music, to pure music. I have to put some lyrics on it.
Yeah.
He said it once. For example, a music or a song called Yalil. Yalil Ya'in. It's just one word.
Yeah.
Yeah? It was a reason to make his music.
Yeah.
Ziad talked about this once. And he said that I was composing a complete sonata for the orchestra, for the small orchestra, called he didn't call it anything at that time. After he finished all his composing, he put, nobody's gonna listen to this. He said that. Let's put a word on it.
Oh.
He put Yalil, and he arranged the melody of Yalil in a very genius way.
It's when you use the voice as an instrument.
Yeah.
And that's definitely a different way than thinking about the singer and then figuring out music for them.
Yeah, exactly. He called it once that the instrumental, the human voice, is just an instrument. It's not made for. It's not a lyric organ. It's another instrument in the family of the orchestra. Overture 87, Overture 83, which was embedded in Marouf album. For example, the al-Qafila is not known piece of art.
There's Athar bil Rimal.
Yeah, that's in the first in the beginning of the 80s. Yeah, it's a music for a series on TV. It's not it wasn't made to be a pure music.
But I definitely love the musical stuff. I personally even just sit down and listen to Bil Afrah, all the time, because it's just to make myself a little bit happy. The feel of that whole band jamming as friends together and just laughing in the background, and you can hear them having fun and the joy of creating that music together. But he was an amazing producer. The layering of the sound, his mastering. This is definitely Bil Afrah and Abu Ali are some of the best produced sound-wise albums in the Arabic world. Honestly, this is not something because I say it now. There's a lot to talk about.
You know, my friend, making melody in music. I play some piano. Making melody in music is harmony. Using that music with another synthesis that replies that main melody is polyphony. That's in musical studies. Okay, arranging a complete orchestra, talking to those two layers is a triphony. Ziad Rahbani, as once one of the main music criticals said, which is Nizar Marouf, a person that the Rahbani family was afraid of his words. He said that Ziad's music, it contains a fourth layer, which is he called it the quatrophony. It's not found in any classical music piece in the history. You need to be a double genius to make arrangement and distribution, musical distribution, using those four layers. Ziad did it, and did it in very short pieces. He hadn't he wasn't in need to 15 minutes or 18 minutes to play his movement as the classical musicians did. In just overture 87, it's 3 minutes and 58 seconds. In those 4 minutes, he used those four layers. It's a miracle. It's a musical miracle, actually. That's Ziad. And he was trying, because he's obsessed with people, especially the poor people, especially the poor people of this area, this region. He was a messenger that how I could talk about those people in music, within music, to the world. That relation between Ziad and the jazz music. Its birth began from this point exactly. The jazz music was born through the African American society, and they were doing their music within their own way. They used to use a blue notes on the main conducting or the main note language that they have it, in order to make a new version that reflects their emotions, their real emotions. They used to put a very strange note at that time, because the note conducting papers were in black and white. They were using that blue pen to tell their notes, to tell their music through notes. For that reason, it was called the blues. The blues, because those blue notes was talking about a different civilization from the white American society. That philosophy was adopted by Ziad in order to talk about the Arabic world. He said that we should establish an Oriental jazz, not even jazz, which is a skew line from what is known, what is ordinary. The jazz is that. Another skew line from that jazz was born by Ziad. Actually, his genius of transforming the thoughts and the emotions and the stories and the dilemmas of these people to a worldwide language that everyone could understand.
We could almost say that his father and uncle took international influences into Arabic classical music, but with very subtle notes. Subtle notes that could go with the phase, and he took it into another phase of where actually he Arabized the international. Instead of internationalizing the Arab style of music, he Arabized the international and merged them in ways that I don't think any other artist has been able to do.
He did that with, I can give 2 examples for this. You're right, you're totally right. He has that piece called, it's not well known. It's called A Tribute to Mozart. He played the 40th symphony for Mozart. He played it in a very strange way, in a very Arabic strange way. You should listen.
Yes, and then his mother sang on top of that. No?
No. The one that his mother sang. It's a song. Yeah.
Yes.
No. Before that was made by Rahbani, the Rahbani brothers. But the tribute to Mozart, it's in the first one in the 1978. I'm talking about 1987.
Okay.
It's a different kind of retalking about the international music, the classical music, in a very Arabic way.
Even when you listen to Abu Ali, which is totally jazz funk, you can still feel the Sufi in it. Going in.
That's another dimension for Ziad's music.
You're going in a loop until you get to the ecstasy state. It's very, very much so.
At the same time, Ziad was mastering the classical Arabic song in his play. Film America طويل,
a long American film, which we're still living, by the way.
Of course.
Hollywood, oh my God.
It's a horror film. In that film, a singer called Mona Marashli. I don't know if she's alive anymore. Mona has the tonality of Kulthum. In that chaos of Ziad's music, and both music and theater, a small song, it's 1.5 minutes, that Mona sings the sentence, "Da film America طويل," in a very Kulthumic way. And he shows that I'm working on jazz, I'm working on different kind of music, but I could do it in your classical way, in your classical Arabic way. And it was fascinating. They talk about Baligh Hamdi, for example. They talk about Muhammad al-Wahhab, Riyad Sambati, masters like those. But he's the master of the masters.
Yeah.
You should listen to
And
this.
I think his not only did he give us classical Arabic music of the highest form, but then he put on top of it sarcastic, comedic lyrics that actually worked, and he made it. Because you have in the U.S. or Americans Weird Al Yankovic or something making fun of, but this is not that.
It's more deep.
This is deep. You're actually, you want to listen to it as a song, not as a comedy, and at the same time you want to be laughing with it and laughing at yourself.
I told someone that he put the theory of communism into phrases in a song called "Shu hal-Ayyam," what a days. In it, I have to say it in Arabic. He said that كل المصاري اللي مضبوبة اللي ما بتنعد وما بتنقاس اصلا من جياب الناس مسحوبه لازم ترجع على جياب الناس. He's talking about the capitalism itself.
All the
through
money
Marx
that's in
theory.
the banks and so on has been pulled out of people's money and it has to pockets and has to go back to them.
Yeah.
طيب, you had the honor that many would have loved to have, which is to have known this person on a personal level. And take us with you on this journey. I mean, open this book for us. Tell us how you met Ziad.
It was in the 2006 war, the 33 days. It's more than 33 days, but they call it 33. When I listened to Omar Farah,
Allah yarhamu.
Allah yarhamu. I listened to that poem in UNESCO Palace. It was a poetry night. I said that this should be sung. This should be sung.
Just one thing. This poem, didn't Omar al-Farra perform it in Bint Jbail and or was it? Yes, in the celebration
After UNESCO, yeah.
After, yes. This was definitely a poem that makes your body shake when you hear the words.
It's a masterpiece. Even Omar, I knew Omar. He told us, I wasn't alone with him. He told us that it wasn't me who wrote. It was a kind of a myth or something, or a muse or something.
It's inspiration.
Yeah, it's in the spirit. Yeah, it's a different level from Omar's poetry, actually. So I took this poem and sent to Ibrahim Amin. He's a friend of mine. I told him I want Ziad to compose it. He said, Ziad, thank you.
Thank you.
Right on time.
So Ibrahim Al-Amin is the editor-in-chief of Al-Akhbar newspaper, the most widely read progressive leftist pan-Arab newspaper in there.
Right. He said, Ziad, do not like this way. Compose me for this. Compose this for me. I told him, it's a war. It's wartime. No rules. He said, I'll call him. After a while, Duha Shams, which is a friend of Ziad, called me. She said, what do you want from Ziad? You know, Ziad is not a person you could meet by chance or meet frequently, or you meet in a very easy way. He's a very tough person to meet and to talk with and to establish a relationship. So Duha was checking, do you resemble someone or something? Or you are a person, you are a party, or what? Are you what? I said, we are a group of people that actually express the war and the resistance issue through art. And no, I do not resemble anyone. Will he compose this for us or not? After a while, 2 or 3 days, Ziad called. He said, Muhammad, Ziad, I do not compose those stuff. I said, why? Because he said, because it is in formal Arabic. And I do not like to compose such things. I could advise someone to do it. At that time, he told me about General George Harrouf. George Harrouf is the leader of the army music orchestra. He said, he's not a friend of mine, but he's the right guy.
But that's a good thing.
Yeah, of
You
course.
know, he knows who's right for it, and it doesn't matter if they're friends or not. He's going to tell you the truth.
Because he lives this message in life. For that reason, he acts like this. So I went to George Harrow. And George Harrow welcomed. I'm honored to do this for the Resistance Society. Even he was a formal Lebanese army officer. That's difficult in Lebanon. He should do just the orders of the army in music terms, in terms of music. But he said, I'll take it on my responsibility. Actually, Allah yarhamu, George Harrow was one of the very honorable people I met in my life. So, after we finished Rijalullah, the war ended. I invited Ziad to listen to Rijalullah. I wasn't a friend at that time. When he came he came late. There's a certain program in the evening. The closure, the last piece to be performed was Rijalullah. It's a long piece, it's about 40 minutes or something. He came just before the beginning of this. He came to listen for this.
Yeah.
After the ceremony or the concert was finished, he sent me a message. In the very late night. He said to me, "It's like this. You made me scared." Actually, I didn't ask him why you said that, but I think that at that time he looked to the resistance society as a military society. He wasn't confirmed yet that we are building a complete cultural society. The resistance is a part of it. He thought that those people is going to loves to shoot, just to shoot,
Or a marching band music.
exactly the military music. At that time, he was astonished by the orchestra that we have. Actually, we suffered gathering a 70 person to perform this. You know, the whole families was to be there in that orchestra. The string family, which is the violins, the violas, the cellos, the contrabass. This is one family. The brass section, which is the trumpet, the trombone, the saxophone, the French horn, and the wind section, which is the flute, the clarinet, the wind section, and the percussions, the cymbals, the timpani, the whole set of drums or something. He was astonished how you did it, how you gathered those persons. Because at that time, the official orchestra in Lebanon was not allowed to give you musicians to play with you. They signed that contract, that silly contract. That no, they would just do the
Exclusivity.
the classical repertoire or program. It's just a lie, actually. And even Ziad knows, because he suffered a lot collecting players. He went to Syria, he went to Greek, he went to different kind of Eastern Europe to bring players, and he paid a lot in order to perform his pieces. Anyway, at that time, we started a good relation at that time after this event. I think in the year 2012, we brought the story I mentioned in the latest video, in my latest video. I was
Posted on your social media.
I was managing how to bring the Tehran Philharmonic Orchestra to Lebanon to play on the UNESCO Palace. At that time, the maestro of that orchestra, which is Pour Astadi, a very tough guy actually, suggested an Iranian program for the concert. I told him, your pieces, I know it's a masterpieces to the Iranian people. They're used to, but here in Lebanon, it may not give that same impact as in Iran. We need to put in the program some Lebanese pieces. He told me that he should bring the notes for those pieces in order to make the rehearsals, to get practice at the right time. We're talking about a 90-person, 100-person between choral and musicians and players. I said, it's easy, I'll bring it. I choose that masterpiece for Ziad is called Freedom. Freedom, it's for Rahbani brothers at the first place. But Ziad did a very complicated instrumental distribution and arrangement for this music and put it in the album, a tribute to Asi, his father, after his death. I told him, we need that note. He said, which note? I said, Freedom. He said, I don't have it. I don't know where it is. Ziad is that kind of person.
Yeah, the musical notes, so you can try to give them to the orchestra.
You can imagine a person like a musician like Ziad, a worldwide musician like Ziad, has his own library for notes, for repertoires, and it's not like that. He said, go you and Bashir. Bashir is a mutual friend for both of us, and he's an excellent music critical. He said, go to the studio and search for it. We went to the studio. It's the first time I saw Ziad's studio. It's a horrible mess. It's a brilliance, actually.
Genius sometimes
It's a genius,
requires you to be a little bit messy.
He has a hidden pattern through all this mess and chaos. That's Ziad. By default, he's a military man, and in the body of a chaotic artist. But he's very he knows a lot what he wants to do. At that time, we didn't find it. Actually, we find just 4 papers for a chamber music or a jazz band, just 4 or 5 instruments, which is the saxophone, the piano. I said we couldn't make it like this. He said, nobody's borrowing me. Nobody is lending me players here in Lebanon. Do you have money to get players from outside? I said, no, we don't have time. So I went to George Hero again. He has a kind of distribution and arrangement for this music, which is affected the most by Ziad. I brought it and went to Ziad. It's written for the whole orchestra. I told him, I find this. Do you agree that we play this? He said, who wrote this? Someone stealing my music. I said, yeah. it's a good شو حرامي شو حرامي.
It's a good thief.
It's a good thief.
Yes, yes. So this is also the same general that he says, not my friend, but go take
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
And now he comes back with his notes, music notes.
Also, he came to the concert to hear this one, how they're gonna play Freedom.
With a full philharmonic,
Yeah.
100%.
It was astonishing, actually. And the second day, he wrote in the Akhbar news, in his column.
He used to have this beautiful column.
Yeah, of course. He wrote about the whole idea of bringing Iranian orchestra to Lebanon, and he wrote about how they played Freedom. Yeah. After that, we started to meet more.
Let me just, before
yeah.
we continue there, you mentioned something very important there, which is that we needed to bring an Iranian philharmonic orchestra to actually give a full orchestral performance of a Ziad Rahbani music, while the National Orchestra of Lebanon refused to play his music. How do we console these things together? That this is a man that is the most astonishing music genius in the country, not being able to be played by the orchestra.
That's a very deep issue to talk about, because the orchestras, the classical orchestras in particular, in the Arab world, it belongs to a certain I don't know what to call it, a certain lobby that plays in its programs in a very in a very particular kind of music pieces. The same persons. There is reason for this. I don't know. I don't want to talk about this. It could waste our time, actually.
Yeah.
But
do you think they will change now that he has passed to the other side?
I don't think so. I don't think so. The reasons are still the same. The same lobby, the same vision of the West toward the East encounters that we give you the music that make you civilized. It's very dangerous. Ziad was, through his music, was talking about our issues. No, they were importing their issues to be played within music. It's
You know, before you continue this story, I know I'm taking you a little bit to the side every time here. But when I first moved to Beirut in 2018, I get invited by Sawt al-Shab radio, Voice of the People, which is the Communist Party radio station here. And it also is the place where Ziad used to have his show.
Al-Zini.
Al-Zini. And there's that famous Nus al-Alf Khasmi.
Mine is a gift.
Yeah, and half of 1,000 is 500. That's the and I asked to go into their archive and their old studios. I wanted to see where these shows were recorded. Where did these great artists, including Ziad, of course, performed inside on air? And my heart broke. You know, when I went into this archive and all these reels were on the floor,
mess, yeah?
You know, the cabin is falling apart, there's water everywhere. The studio that he performed in is totally, abandoned and falling apart. You'd think that somebody would actually take it as is and put it in a museum. This is how important it is. So this care for our archival record. What do we do about this? How do we deal with this? And now
We deserve this.
we deserve this. Well, I believe God is
Not
more
all-
merciful than that.
Not
but-
all the reasons could be dedicated to the West or to the conspiracy theory. We are lazy, actually. We could censorship this.
No, we don't censor, and that's probably why we're getting in trouble always. But
Actually, we're lazy people. And Ziad talked about this.
I'll let you say that. Anyone else who's not Arab that says that, beware, okay?
Once upon a time, Ziad invited us to watch his play بخصوص الكرامة. About dignity.
About dignity.
Yeah. It's about the habits of the Lebanese people, actually. We went there, he said that 8:14 minutes we'll start at the invitation. 8:14. Perfect. It's a trick. He has a message. We started about 9:30. Huh? After the play, I asked him, why you did that? We waited more than an hour. He said, when I invite people at 8, they started to think going to the theater at 8:15. Then they will dress up and then they'll comb their hair and turn on their cars. It will take 1.5 hours. For that reason, we're lazy, my friend. We deserve it. I'm mocking on this because it's a long story.
Oh man, Lord. We can't solve obviously all the societal ills in this moment, and Ziad Rahbani tried all his life with his music to highlight those societal ills, not only the calamities that we're living because of colonialism and wars. Continue that journey with us. You were telling us the next time you met Ziad after.
I heard him once. He said that there is a hope. And that hope is in the olive tree oil. I was astonished. What's he talking about? So I brought about a gallon of olive tree oil that has a story. I'll tell it to you. And took it to Ziad's house in Hamra. I wrote a letter with that oil gallon. I told him that after reading this letter, you tell me where the hope come from. The story is about Muhammad al-Layq. She's a mother of 2 martyrs, Yusuf and Ibrahim. Muhammad was a hidden supporter to the resistance. Among them were their kids, her kids. She used to go to collect the olive, and at the same time, she was hiding any Kalashnikovs for her sons and their colleagues and their brothers. I told Ziad in that story that this olive oil gallon, is from the same trees that Muhammad used to hide the weapons. And after the martyrdom of her two sons, she made that that swear on the Holy Quran Kareem that if that land was liberated, that was in the 90s, she will collect all the oil in that field and distribute it for free.
For charity,
For
for
charity,
alms,
yeah,
yes.
yes, for charity. I told him that after the liberation in 2000, this gallon is from those olive trees that Muhammad swore on to distribute for charity. Then he sent me a letter that the hope you made it to me from this gallon is more precious than the hope that I was talking about. That's a second story.
You know,
the main issue about Ziad Rahbani, if we want to let the world know him more and more, actually he's kind of a very seldom person that believed in this land, in these people, and wanted to prove that you should listen about them. You should listen to their stories because they are right. Through theater, through writing in the newspaper, through the radio podcast that he made for several years, through his songs, political songs, through his theater, through his interviews, through his meeting with the youth. Actually, the message was that you should listen our story. That's in the first place. At the same time, he was giving an inner message that we should be better. That's it.
there was a lot of space for Ziad to speak as a critic of the society, including in his comedic ways. He was on serious television stations like Al-Manar and Al-Mayadeen, where he was able to, on the one hand, approach very, very touchy issues, and at the same time make people laugh at their
Situation.
their calamities.
Yeah.
شر البلية ما
ما
يضحك. The worst of afflictions is what makes you smile and laugh. That's but there was a lot of media that hated him, which didn't see him as the same color. And today, since his passing, it's not even 24 hours, and we see that same media that boycotted him, that belittled him, that never gave him space, suddenly doing a live broadcast from the funeral. How can we reconciliate, number one, this icon now not being with us, not being able to speak to himself about himself, defend himself, or speak when somebody takes his name? We know how icons, let's say Che Guevara, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, today we see these white supremacist members of Congress in the US speak in the name of Martin Luther King. How can we
Explain this.
not to explain it, how can we make sure that this doesn't happen to Ziad himself?
It will happen, my friend. Unfortunately, it will happen. Why? Because it's an investment. To the Western mentality, it's an investment. You know, who print the T-shirts of Nelson Mandela, or who do the hats of Che Guevara, are American companies. Why? Because they know that it's an investment in those people who believe in those icons. Ziad will be one of these. Unfortunately, I'm saying, because they knew that for different reason, regarding any reason that white people love Ziad, they could transform this potential that is found in those people and in this public that follows Ziad and Ziad's thoughts. They could move it to their side, and they will do different campaigns, and we could watch this together next days. They need to lead people through their liking attitudes. It's the soft war, my friend. The soft war is based on a main philosophy that I can lead you through what you like, what you love, what you believe. That's a very dangerous kind of wars. It's the soft warfares.
You had this experience of working on these cultural wars, basically, with Ziad and so forth. Do you think we are... I mean, Ziad spent his whole life trying to make a dent in the imperialist propaganda machine, musically, artistically, and so forth, cultural wars, as you called it. Do you think we can carry this torch some other way? Do we have a body that's healthy enough to do that?
Let me not answer this question. Those, it's very black out there. It depends, actually. Depends of how we're gonna move, how we are gonna act. Because in terms of culture and cultural struggle, we don't have those victories through history, actually. Till now, I think it's just my opinion that we didn't make it yet. We didn't win yet because many reasons for this. One of the main reasons that we do not believe enough that our culture could make it. That that could be reflected on different connotations of culture. On big book publishing, for example, we don't believe that we have the right publishers. On music, we don't believe that we have the right musicians, the right poetry makers, the right theater actors or directors. We don't believe in ourselves enough to do it. We should do that. That's what I can answer. We should do it. We don't have any other option.
Yeah.
We should do it. And we will fight for the end to do this. I hope that this could make some results one day. I don't know when.
One final question.
For example, excuse me. Ziad preferred. He has a liver problem. That was the main cause for his death. Ziad was told that we could change that liver. He could live more. He said, no, I don't want to do it. That's very sad. I don't know if this is surrendering from the attitude from Ziad. Because he doesn't felt in his latest days that things could be changed. That's very bad. Very sad. Very bad and very sad.
He was very affected by the martyrdom of Sayyid Hassan Nasrallah, as all of us were. And of course, he was supportive of resistance in all its forms.
And he paid a lot for that.
Paid a lot for that. And but there was something very unique about his kind of art of resistance, that it was inclusive of the paths that one can ride to get to the truth, justice.
Okay.
And I think, in a way, his ability to bring those Marxists and those Syrian nationalists and those PFLP and those Hezbollah and those liberals and those everyone together to this understanding that was very, very unique. I don't know if right now, either within the Hezbollah milieu or any other milieu, there's somebody that can do that. And maybe this is this moment, and I'm not leaving even with a question here. You know, this conversation is very deep. This moment of where we feel there's no ground under us.
Yeah.
When we lost these great names and lost the whole of Syria. It maybe this moment would allow us to re-envision back again all those days that some people will tell us we're talking in old talk. You're speaking in the old ways when you talk about inclusivity and thinking of bringing together people for, doesn't matter where they start from, as long as we're going together in the same path. How do you do that?
If we didn't get conscious enough to know that, the solution is bringing all those precious ingredients together. We have the ingredient of the solid resisting attitude, resembled by Sayyid Hassan, for example, and the ingredient of well done criticism from Ziad, and the creativity of Ziad also, and the wisdom of, for example, the wisdom of Musa Sadr, for example. We need to make that fine, precious cook at the end. That fine, precious plate to put on the table. This kind of cooking procedure needs a lot of precious ingredients. If we didn't bring it together, we'd never eat anything. That plate is a mess, is a full mess. Sorry, it's a bullshit.
You're gonna burn the dish.
We will burn the dish, of course. We should be aware for that not the resistance with its old version could work. It didn't work, actually. Not Ziad alone could work alone. Not somebody there who has a very successful item to be worked on could make it alone. All of these ingredients should be done together and put together and cooked together. One of the main problems was with between Hezbollah and Ziad, for example, that they didn't develop enough language between them. He was expecting a different level of communication, and they were expecting a different attitude from Ziad. They didn't develop it well. We should learn from this experiment. We should put the good stuff together in order to get to a good and happy ending.
Well, inshallah, there'll be an effort to archive.
This is in music composing. It's the soul of music composing. There's different instruments. There's instruments started with la. There's instruments started with sol. Every one of the family instrumental families talks a different language. You need a maestro. to let the saxophone plays now, and the stop it, let the violin plays now. We need this orchestration in order to get in harmony, in polyphony, in quatrophony, to make the world listen the well music we made.
Well, Muhammad Kawtharani, you definitely would be one of those maestros because of your work on cultural developments. No, it's true. You know, it's not. You don't have to be the artist that puts things, but we have to build the infrastructure and the community spaces that bring all the components of our society together in order for this, the musical genius to feel there's a ground for it to develop.
If you could help,
like
I'll
the
do
house of Rahbani is how it provided that space for that person to.
Inshallah, we'll do it together.
Inshallah, Habibi. And inshallah, we'll also work on archiving all this record of Ziad Rahbani, and I'm sure you're going to be part of that, inshallah. Thank you, everybody, for watching us. Another episode of Wartime Cafe. I'm Laith Marouf, your host. Behind the camera is Hadi Hotait. He's silent, but he brought us this minted lemonade. And Muhammad Kawtharani, inshallah, another time we'll have you soon. I ask you all to press the subscribe button on whatever social media you're watching this on, and to go to our website, freepalestine.video, to donate so we can continue bringing you all this content. And until we meet you next time, I bid you all a free Palestine.